Alright, listen up. If you've ever played 99 Nights in the Forest on Roblox, you already know is not just about survival. Oh no, it's about figuring out what type of player you're dealing with. Because let's be real, every lobby has its heroes, its clowns, and its absolute nightmares. So today, we're breaking down every type of player you'll run into in 99 Nights in the Forest. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly which one you are, or which one is making your life miserable. 1. The Traveler. The Traveler is basically a ghost. The second the game starts, they vanish into the wilderness, and you don't see them again for hours. They're the type of player who thinks the forest is their personal adventure map. They'll be climbing cliffs, wandering into caves, and picking fights with enemies no one even knew existed. When they finally come back to base, it's either with a backpack full of rare loot or with 0 health left, begging for food and bandages. They don't care about walls, defenses, or teamwork. But ironically, the team relies on them for resources nobody else has the guts to get. They're not builders. They're not defenders. They're basically Indiana Jones in Roblox form. 2. The Builder. If your base looks like a fortress, thank the Builder. This player never leaves home. While everyone else is off exploring, they're crafting walls, towers, and traps. They'll turn a pile of logs into something that looks like Fort Knox. But here's the thing, if the Builder isn't in your match, you'll know immediately. Your base will look like a sad little campfire with sticks around it. The Builder doesn't rack up kills. They don't chase loot. But when the night comes and monsters start swarming, you'll be praying you have one on your team. 3. The Decorator. Now, this one is hilarious. The Decorator doesn't care if enemies are breaking down the front gate. They're too busy making sure the torch placement is aesthetic. They'll spend 30 minutes deciding whether the chair looks better on the left side of the fire pit or the right. And yeah, their stuff is completely useless in a survival sense, but when you step into their base, it feels like a cozy little Airbnb in the middle of chaos. Some players roll their eyes at them, but admit it, without the Decorator, your base just feels dead. 4. The AFK. You know exactly who this is. The person who begged everyone to play, then disappears the second the game starts. Sorry guys, I was making a sandwich. Sorry guys, I had to check my phone. Sorry guys, my internet lagged. Yeah, sure. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is fighting for their lives while the AFK character just stands there like a scarecrow. Sometimes they come back mid-game, acting like nothing happened. Other times, they never return. Either way, it's pain. 5. The Lazy One. Different from the AFK, the Lazy One is physically there, but mentally, nowhere to be found. They'll just stand by the campfire the entire match, watching everyone else chop wood, cook food, and fight enemies. And if you ask them to help, suddenly they've got lag. Suddenly their controls are broken. The truth? They just want the game to play itself while they chill. The Lazy One is the definition of deadweight. 6. The Risk Taker. Ah yes, chaos personified. The Risk Taker charges in a battle with 2 HP and no armor like they're invincible. Healing items? Never heard of them. Strategy? What's that? And of course, they usually die first, leaving the team to clean up the mess. But I'll be honest, the Risk Taker does keep the game entertaining. Because you know the moment they scream, "I got this," things are about to go horribly wrong. 7. The Farmer. The Farmer doesn't care about glory. They don't care about kills. What they care about is chopping wood, planting food, and stocking supplies. They're not flashy, but without them, the team literally starves. They're the unsung heroes. You might not remember their name, but you'll sure as heck notice when they're not there. 8. The Noob. Ah, the Noob. Every game has one. They'll spawn in and immediately ask, "How do I build a fire?" Then accidentally swing their axe at you instead of the tree. They panic at every sound, they run in circles during fights, and they somehow always die in the dumbest way possible. But here's the thing, sometimes their chaos actually works out. Everyone was a noob once, and while they're frustrating, they bring a kind of comedy that keeps the game fun. 9. The Sweat. Now, on the opposite end, you've got the Sweat. This is the player who treats the game like an esports tournament. They know every spawn, every recipe, every shortcut. They're shouting orders, calling plays, and criticizing anyone who's not doing it right. They're the first one fully geared while everyone else is still building a campfire. And yeah, they're intense. They can make the game feel more like a job than fun. But when a monsters come knocking, you'll be glad they're on your side. 10. The Crafter. The Crafter is glued to the workbench. They're the reason your team has weapons, armor, and tools. But here's the catch. They hate when you waste resources. Drop a log by accident, they'll lecture you like you just ruined the economy. They may not get the glory of killing enemies, but without them, everyone would be running around with sticks. 11. The Explorer. Similar to the Traveler, but way more reckless. The Explorer is basically allergic to staying at base. The second they spawn, they're already on the far side of the map, discovering places you didn't even know existed. They thrive on danger and exploration. And when they finally come back, they're loaded with supplies nobody else had the guts to find. They're frustrating, but deep down, you know the Explorer is the reason your team has cool loot. 12. The Cook. The Cook is a blessing. They're always at the fire, turning raw ingredients into full meals. They'll make sure nobody starves, nobody goes hungry, and morale stays high. They may not fight, they may not build, but without them, your team would collapse by night 3. 13. The Coward. We all know this one. The second danger shows up, the Coward sprints in the opposite direction. They'll hide in the woods while the rest of the team is getting destroyed. Oh, and if they have healing items? Forget it. They're only using them on themselves. Cowards usually live longer, sure, but they're absolutely useless in a team fight. 14. The Hoarder. The Hoarder is greedy. If there's food, armor, or weapons, they're taking it, even if they don't need it. They'll stockpile gear in their inventory like a dragon sitting on treasure, while the rest of the team is fighting with sticks. If you've ever wondered why your storage chest is empty, it's because the Hoarder took everything. 15. The Troll. And finally, the Troll. The player who only exists to cause pain. They'll destroy walls, lure enemies back to base, hide food, and laugh while the team suffers. They're not here to survive. They're not here to help. They're here to ruin lives. And for some reason, every lobby always has at least one. So there you have it. Every single type of 99 nights in the Forest player on Roblox. Now I've got to ask, which one are you? Be honest. Are you the Traveler? The Builder? Or are you secretly the Troll, making everyone else suffer? Drop in the comments. And hey, if this video hits 200 likes, I'll do a part 2 with even more player types I've seen in this game.